folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3! Last time on Baldur's Gate 3, we explored the Arcane Tower. Kinda got to know its missing owner, the cleric Lenore de Hurst. I may have cried a little. I did also go back and pick up the Staff of the Arcane Blessing, which, attentive viewers will have noticed that last time I looked at this staff and, read out its description and all that, but failed to actually pick it up. Well, I have it now. Can't dual wield staffs. It'd be fun if you could, though. So, Spell Sparkler, or the Staff of Arcane Blessing. Lenore's Staff or Ira's. I'm gonna keep him with Ira's Staff, but having those two staves in the same inventory just feels apt.
Wish to live in more interesting times. Time to press ahead.
Anyway, even though the Amity has a lot of spell slots left,
Indolence breeds madness.
I think
Quite ready for you.
before we proceed
Interesting.
and continue exploring the Underdark, I think it's time for another long rest. Yes, there seems to be... yes, there's a big old tree down there. There's some construction stuff down there. Some simple
Easy path.
not buildings, but walkways, and
Don't mind if I do.
so that's probably where we're going next. But let's long rest just so we're all refreshed.
You carry a Githyanki relic. I will have an explanation, or your head.
Walk away. Now. I won't warn you again.
You know, we were supposed to be just resting and relaxing. That was the point of this long rest, but okay, we could fight instead, I guess. Relic? This is about that artifact, isn't it?
That artifact is an heirloom of my people. Likely she spilled Githyanki blood in order to steal it. This cannot stand.
Heirloom? Plunder from some conquered realm, more like. This artifact is the only thing keeping us from becoming slaves to our parasites. Be glad I have it.
Okay, so... lae'zel's anger is absolutely valid that the Shadowheart did steal the artifact and did kill a bunch of Githyanki to get to it. She admitted as much. lae'zel has every right to be angry at that. But fighting is not productive right now. And yes, Shadowheart's argument that, the artifact is the only thing protecting us, that's true. That doesn't really justify her being a thief. To be clear, Amity has committed theft before. Out of necessity, she was an urchin. Had to do what you had to do. So, she's not going to be, condemning theft in and of itself. Regardless, this is unproductive right here. We have bigger problems to worry about, and we don't need the group fighting among ourselves. So, any ideas on how we settle this?
The bad blood must be purged. A jewel
come first light.
You mean I'd get to prove you wrong and thrash you? I love it. Get some rest, lae'zel. You'll need it. You had every chance to look the other way. But here we are. You chose this.
Spare me the justifications, coward!
If anyone asks, I'll say you were transforming. Don't expect to be mourned.
Okay, Well, Amity's definitely not on board with this. Yeah, just when she was starting to like Shadowheart, or starting to warm to her a little bit. Shadowheart, stop. You don't have to do this. Would she... Now, charming her means that she wouldn't really be persuaded, right? Once the spell wears off. So that's not gonna work here, because this needs to be a long-term solution. Now, I think we don't need to magic this. +7 bonus. And we've got a few inspiration. Oh! Nat 20. Shadowheart is lucky that Amity tries so hard to live up to her name, because Amity has... She is in love with lae'zel. And if she hadn't... If she was close to just attacking Shadowheart there. It took a moment of restraint for Amity to remember, no, let's resolve this civilly. Let's try to diffuse the situation.
She's a liability. It's the artifact we need, not her.
Let me up, and I'll show you.
We need her, Shadowheart. Give her a chance.
Can I do that, lae'zel? Can I turn my back on you?
Never. Thieves aren't afforded such luxury.
Loosen the grip on your pride for one blasted moment, won't you? We needn't be enemies. There's plenty of those to go around already.
What would you have? That we be friends?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But imagine what we might achieve if we channeled some of that hostility back at our real foes, instead of each other. They wouldn't stand a chance.
Well, no one got killed there. Amity's opinion of Shadowheart has definitely dropped a bit lower again. Tell you what, though, the way that scene was animated, like, was that intended to be so homoerotic? Like, I mean, there are a number of ways to, you know, attempt to kill someone or threaten someone. The way Shadowheart was pinning lae'zel with a knife at her throat was, I don't know, quite intimate. I know I'm not the first person to point that out. Jennifer English, Shadowheart's voice actress, made the same comment, as I recall, on her playthrough. You know, wouldn't surprise me if that was intentional on the part of the animators. Just given some of the content that's in this game, like, you know, there's more than a few things in this game that's like, you could tell the designers were like, yeah, let's just put this in as a little treat for the lesbians. Case in point, everything about this character design here. Anyway, we should, make sure that everyone's okay and see how everyone's feeling about that whole mess.
You must have questions.
About your quarrel with Shadowheart?
It is over where I am concerned.
That's a relief. We won't survive this if we don't stand together.
It is through conflict that we strengthen our bonds. Yet I do not recommend Shadowheart seek it again. The next resolution may not end in her favor.
May the darkness protect you.
To you about what happened with lae'zel.
We aren't dear friends now, if that's what you're asking. But I trust we can all sleep a little more soundly in camp now.
Yeah, I think Amity is a little mistrustful of Shadowheart. Just given the way Shadowheart's, what she's done there. I'll be keeping an eye on you. I don't want a fight happening again.
Relax. We'll kiss and make up on our own time. Someone prodding
I'd
at
like
a
to see
newly
that.
opened wound doesn't help matters.
Oh, I really thought Shadowheart and lae'zel might fight to the death over that artifact. A pity. It would have made for a fine night's entertainment.
God, Astarian's such a cunt. I mean, I can't imagine how else he'd react. That's... yeah, very Astarian reaction. What a delightful character.
It's been a day, Scratch. Come here, boy.
Very glad Shadowheart and lae'zel settled things without letting any blood. I would have enjoyed the spectacle, but not losing either one of those lunatics.
Nothing to ask further about that.
I'll say one thing for our troop. We're not short on drama. I'm glad Shadowheart and lae'zel settled their differences peacefully. Eventually.
Let's talk to Will.
I hope that's the end of this silly quarrel. They'll have no energy for battling our enemies if lae'zel and Shadowheart are too busy squabbling among themselves.
And Halsin never has anything to say, but...
You wish to speak?
worth checking anyway. Scratch, of course. Let's pet the dog. Who do we want to take with us on the next stage of the adventure? It's been a minute since we had Karlach. We should probably take her. Oh, and now lae'zel definitely is. She's staying. You know what? Let's keep lae'zel and Shadowheart together. Make sure they get along.
Copper for your thoughts?
Come on, we're heading out.
No room in your party. What should I do?
Gale could do with the rest.
Let's hop.
Level up for Karlach. Ten extra hit points. Additional rage charge per long rest. And mindless rage. Your rage becomes all-consuming, repelling outside influence. While frenzied, you can't be charmed or frightened. And calm emotions no longer ends your rage. And that's it. That's all she's getting this level. No, like, big long lists of things to choose from. Nice and straightforward.
What a charmer.
She's got some new equipment, too. That blood guzzler garb we found from the boulette. Grievous Retribution. When an enemy damages the wearer gains wrath for 1 turn. You have +1 bonus to damage with melee weapons for every turn this condition has remaining. Yeah, that color does not look good on her. It's nowhere near enough contrast with her skin tone. It just all kind of clashes, kind of muddy looking. Definitely gonna die of that. Hoarfrost Boots. You cannot fall prone while traversing icy terrain. May as well, since she's not...
Can't give up now.
Actually, let's see what she's got. Let's give that to Karlach. And also that, because Karlach doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't have a, charm of any kind. Or amulet. Okay, the bracers of defense, which Gale is currently wearing. That's actually really good for Karlach because that increases her AC. And since she's a frontline fighter, that's more useful than for Gale, who is going to be trying to avoid being in the line of fire anyway. Also, the Spring Step Boots. When the wearer dashes or takes a similar action... no, Karlach doesn't want to be dashing, because if she's raging, she has to be attacking every turn. And that's using her action. Okay, well. I think that's pretty good for Karlach, except... dies. Let's...
Don't burn yourself.
It's a quick save because you can't preview the dies. Oh, yes. That looks much better.
I've got a long road ahead.
Right. Now let's head out.
Don't waste a step.
So, have we buried the hatchet, lae'zel?
No. Why would I bury a weapon? Is it broken?
It's a metaphor.
I do not know your metaphor. But if you need help digging, I will find a shovel.
Okay, that's really cute. lae'zel is adorable. Good to know that they are no longer fighting. That's one of my favorite banter interactions in the whole game. I just think that's really cute. Like lae'zel, not, you know, she doesn't get the metaphor, but like her heart's in the right place. She gets the concept, you know. She gets it, but she doesn't, you know. It's cute. I really like lae'zel.
Copper for your thoughts?
Don't know why, just...
A camp. Looks abandoned.
Oh, this music. I love the Underdark music. This is one of my favorite music tracks in the game.
I've been watching you fight, Shadowheart. Your skills are improving.
My skills were just fine to begin with. You can save the compliments.
I don't pay compliments. I make observations.
Battered diary. A badly charred diary with "Property of Wulbren" written on the inside cover. In one of the few legible entries, the author wonders if he'll ever see his friend Barkus again, now that he's departed for the surface world. We've got a waypoint, and ooh. Kinda messy. Scout around the upper levels before heading down.
Prime spot for an ambush.
I have something to ask.
What? Gek! Got someone sneaking up on us.
Amity, not looking for a fight, holds up her palms in a gesture of peace.
What's this? Got ourselves an infiltrator? You move pretty quietly. Not quietly enough for my liking, though. Noise gets you eaten down here. Reckon I'll hush you before something hungry comes along.
His gnarled fist grips an axe.
It could be discreet. There's no need for bloodshed. Yes, this fellow seems charming, and probably the less time we spend around him, the better. So let's enchant him.
Fine. I'll let you live. But spoil my hunt, and you're dead.
What are you doing here? Actually, is that what it... Yeah. Is that the ideal thing to ask? Because the terrain ahead could also be useful to know. No, yeah, let's... Actually, yeah, what's the terrain ahead like? Anything useful you can share? I don't think Amity, you know, tries to be friendly, but this doesn't seem like the kind of person one wants to be friends with, you know? So let's just ask, what's the terrain ahead like? Anything useful you can share?
Share? You really are in the wrong place, son scum. Try this for useful. Falling down a deep, dark hole is the kindest death you'll find in the Underdark.
Alright, let's ask, what are you doing here?
Told you, hunting. Slave ran away, took Sergeant Thringe's boots. Gotta kill the slave and fetch back the leather. Or the bosses in Moonrise will have Thringe's hide.
Now that is interesting. See, because Moonrise, that's our ultimate destination. We're trying to get to Moonrise. And if this guy's working for the Cult of the Absolute, this could be a lead on how to get there. Now, Amity would never actually help a slave catcher. The very notion is abhorrent to her, of course. But she has no moral objections about lying to a slave catcher, promising her help with no intention of keeping that promise. So if she could play along with this, just enough to gather information and see about finding that secret passage to Moonrise, or that Sharan fortress that's supposedly down here. So, without any intention of actually following through on this, Amity would say, maybe I could help.
Help? You don't even know what you'd be up against. Slave's got herself some protection. Hiding up there in a myconid circle. Can't get past those rot flowers. They get in your head, make you see things. Half my squad jumped off a cliff, laughing. I'll wait here. She'll make a run for it eventually. Then I'll get her.
Kill someone for a pair of boots.
Sergeant told me to. Besides, we're talking about a slave.
This slave? Well, obviously Amity's going to go help her. But maybe she'll also have some information on where she escaped from, and that might lead to, yeah, that could be a good lead. And let's continue to, like, play... Actually, yeah, no, your problems are your own. I'm leaving.
Fine. Suppose I'll just eat you then.
Oh, well, if that's how you want to play it.
No time to waste.
Probably should have attacked him first and then done that. Oh well. Sure, cutting words. Poof. Guys, how many vicious mockery cutting words lines are there? Because every time I feel like I hear a new one that I'd not heard before. So that friends spell. Obviously, we're not friends now. Charisma checks directed at the target. That's not gonna help in combat. So let's break concentration and switch over to heroism on lae'zel. Oh, she is ensnared and on fire. That's not good. it looks like... So she... Yeah, doesn't have line of sight to... Does she have line of sight to that guy? Okay, so... Intelligence is the weakness. Strength and dexterity are... not what I want to be using. Yeah, okay, I could... Haha!
Got to move.
Nice. Oh, animate dead on 7 targets. Let's counterspell that. Oh. Failed the counterspell. Well, good thing we have Shadowheart. She's got her, cleric turn undead.
Die, so your carcass can rise.
Oh, fuck!
Find a route.
Okay. Karlach can frenzy. And... Okay, can she move up here and hit this guy Lurgan? Right. And now let's cleave. Trying to hit both Lurgan and the zombie fucker. Now all these undead. They're only level 1, but there's a whole lot of them. Alright, Shadowheart, get back on your feet. Kind of apt that it's lae'zel who rallies her. You know, after that whole incident. And let's get down here so she can how does it work again? Opportunity advantage, but then also vengeance. When an enemy within melee range attacks an ally, you can use a reaction to make a weapon attack against that enemy. So she comes down here so that she's in melee range of a few of these guys. Then if they attack Karlach, she can hit them.
Blood comes easy these days.
Okay, let's... Healing word on Shadowheart. Oh. Ha. He has counterspell as well. Okay. Let's just... vicious mockery.
I'll strike you down.
Furious prune tart!
That was worth a try. Hunter's Mark, that's... I don't think that's worth counterspelling. Maybe it was. Nah, she'd have been downed anyway. Let's counterspell that, certainly. Alright, and... Do I use the frenzy? Yeah, let's use the frenzied strike to finish that one off. Ooh. How many can I hit? Looks like 3 of them. Nice. Now let's action surge. Take out that one. Try and do some more damage. Don't think I need to pommel strike.
No choice but to keep going.
Again with the bloody counter spell. Well, at least he was using a level 3 spell slot, because that's what counter spell is, to counter a level 1 spell there. Okay. Warden of Vitality. And on her next turn, as a bonus action, she can start doing some healing. Oh! That was rough. Damn it! Let's get... What do you mean you didn't... Why didn't he get shoved off? What happened there? What's up with that? Okay. She can't rally Shadowheart because she can't see Shadowheart. Second wind. And take out that bastard.
Nothing will stand in my way. Need to find a way forward.
Can't. Guess she's got to use that on herself. And... How many uses of counter spell does that guy have? Okay, Shadowheart is stable. She succeeded her... she succeeded 3 death saving throws, so she's not... Oh, you're a barbarian. That's not great. Let's remove that fellow. Nice. And... yeah, let's start heading down here to fight this guy. Okay.
Taking position.
We need Shadowheart back up. So let's rally her and trip attack this guy. Oh. Well, let's try a bleed attack. Nice, broke concentration on his hunter's mark.
What now?
And... okay, this'll break. So, wait, is she still concentrating on Heroism? No, she isn't. That's already broken, I guess. So let's... Well, let's check that he doesn't have the thing that, Karlach just got, which makes it so that you can, Okay. So, he's not immune to the calm emotions, so... Oh, Shadowheart... sorry, not Shadow... Karlach. She is immune, so I can do this. Nice. That doesn't break Karlach's rage. Yes, can't be charmed, frightened, and can't rage, except... that level up. Oh, where was it? Mindless Rage. And...
Another step forward.
Don't think I can get quite near enough to heal Shadowheart. Oh, that was it's a cute line.
Fading fast. I need healing.
Okay, let's have Shadowheart drink a potion of healing. That's a problem. Alright, let's bleed on this guy. Oh, nice. Critical hit. And... I could throw this guy. Not very far. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna throw it at this guy. Miss, but it was funny. Okay.
Survival is all that matters. Don't waste a step.
Let's get up here and heal Shadowheart. And do we... I don't believe I have any, anything that can let me see invisibility. And all my stuff to buff allies break concentration and that calm emotions has to stay up until that barbarian is down. So... Oh, see invisibility. No, I have that. I completely forgot I'd picked that. I completely forgot I'd picked that.
Let's finish this.
Okay, so Shadowheart keeps getting down, so let's put her mirror image up. And drink another healing potion. Oh. Okay, take care of this guy. Oh, there we go.
Still on my feet. On my way.
I think it actually would be more productive to insult that guy.
My faith will protect me. Heading there.
Shadowheart can... not a very high chance to hit there. That's 60%. 65. Yeah, command halt.
Moving.
Oh, he's still... yeah, that undead thing where they come back to life with 1 hit point after dying. Well, actually, let's bonk and then...
I wonder if this is worth the cost. Goblin goo gobbler.
Those Dwergar kinda sucked. Well, I still have this. Let's heal... Shadowheart's the most injured.
Action, not reaction. No one back home will ever believe this.
And lae'zel.
Beautiful. Lethal. The Underdark is everything I thought it'd be.
This environ seems worthy of a Githyanki warrior's estimation.
Ah, to be deemed worthy by the great lae'zel of Kresh Kalir.
Ah, that's the dream, eh?
Do as you have, Karnak, and you will achieve the same.
Need to find a way forward.
So I don't think I'd heard that interaction. Does that mean that Karlak canonically has the hots for lae'zel? I mean, how could she not, quite frankly? As previously mentioned, lae'zel is adorable. I just hadn't noticed that particular detail. Well, let's loot this place.
What creatures live in waters this dark?
Most likely the sort that we don't want to contend with.
But that will fit in my bag.
A discarded journal. We threw a surprise party for Ironfoot.
So, Githyanki undergarments. Very fashionable.
The underharnesses are often used for strapping oneself onto a red dragon.
Fashion and function. You lot really have it all figured out.
I should take these two out together more often. They've got some fun banter. Although every combination of party members in this game has fun banter. That said, like, lae'zel currently isn't wearing Githyanki underwear. She's she's borrowed some of Amity's.
No one stopped me yet.
I say some of Amity's. She's borrowed Amity's. Anyway, discarded journal. We threw a surprise party for Ironfoot. How that idiot made it past 150 is a mystery. But it's cause for celebration either way. When he saw the fire whiskey we'd been brewing, I swear he teared up. I had only a cup of the stuff, but I can't feel my tongue anymore. The lunatic finished the barrel that night. I have no idea how he made it to his next shift. But Myrna claimed she needed him inside the wagon to guard inventory. The Burrow Warden didn't say a word when the snores started. Layabout's lucky she's got a soft touch. I'd best get some sleep. Orders came in for practice shovels and pickaxes for the younglings, and I've yet to harvest the Zerkwood. Where does the time go?
With haste.
So is that... God, this was a mess.
All for me.
So the Dwergar... I don't know much about, the Dwergar.
Let's have a look.
That's a side of D&D lore that I'm really quite ignorant of. But... I do know that they... Basically, their entire religion is just... Or religion and culture is just like their whole society is just extremely authoritarian. So... Not the greatest. Bloodsmeared logbook. A ledger detailing the appearance and quality of numerous gemstones that have been mined from rock. Weight, color, clarity, and more are noted next to a sketch of each stone. An underlined entry for a sizable ruby is written in shaky, excited quill strokes. So this... Yeah. Well... We're not going to be getting information from the way to Moonrise from these guys. Exterminator's Axe. 1d12 and 1d6 fire damage. Scourge of Pests. Deal an additional 1d6 fire damage to plants, insects, and small creatures. Let's give that to Karlach. I doubt it's better than our current one, though. Current Halberd the Skin Burster. Oh yeah, the Force Conduit. When the wielder deals melee damage with this weapon, they gain 2 turns of Force Conduit. Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage against the affected entity is reduced by 1 per turn remaining. If the entity takes damage while it has 5 or more turns remaining, it deals 1d4 force damage in a 6-meter radius. That's significantly better.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Faded logbook. The inside cover reads Burrow Warden Myrna. The pages are lined with neat calculations, equipment logs, and expedition notes. The final entry reads Expedition number 42. Back after a 10-day in the northern quadrant. 2 potential mining sites scouted, discovered a vein of Arandur. We also did a bang-up job, organized shifts and led the first dig. Brother or not, he'll be a great Burrow Warden one day. But he needs to keep his temper in check, and practice reading the stone. He's as blind as a surfacer sometimes. Planning to take him out later along the Ebon Lake to practice. Alright, well, we've dealt with these Dwergar. And, I think next we need to find that, escaped slave. See if we can help her. And maybe see if she knows anything about this, absolute cult outpost connection to Moonrise down here. In the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Click the like button if you liked the video, or click the dislike button if you didn't. If you want to see more Baldur's Gate 3, go ahead and subscribe. Oh, and don't forget to check out the Discord if you want to engage with the cool community. link in the video description below. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you next time.